How to Run Christmas is first and foremost a romantic comedy. A huge part of the show is devoted to its romantic pairings. We see the love lives of Tumi and Kaya, Lydia and Temba, Beauty and Sbu, heck, even Valencia and Minister Twilight. So I thought it would be good to explore what the show has to say about love and romance in general. I did a focused interrogation of its love and romance views, as seen through Kaya and Tumi's relationship, but on this one, I want to go general, touching on Lydia and Temba as well as Sbu and Beauty. Let's dive in. How to Ruin Christmas for the Woefully Uninitiated is a South African romantic comedy series that comes out every year in December. It's currently in its third season with a potential season 4 in December of 2023. Each season has 3 episodes, which makes it great for binge watchers who don't particularly relish setting a 10-season series with 22 episodes per season type situation. It's an ensemble cast, in theory, but for me, it's the Tumi and Friends show, and will always be that. It's a show I love, which is why doing this review of season 1 was so much fun. Hopefully I'll do a season 2 deep dive at some point, but that's it. It really is the Tumi and Friends show, so my reviews will only go up to season 2, which is the last time we see Tumi as played by the late Busi Lurai on the show. The season 1 review will be a 7-part series divided into these themes. 1. Casual sex and hookup culture. 2. Tumi and Beauty's clashing philosophies. 3. To ship or not to ship Tumi and Kaya. 4. On cross-class relationships, aka billionaire loving. 5. Love and romance. 6. Patriarchy and mothers of boys. 7. Politics. And potentially 8. Which will be a general mix of everything I love that will likely be in the form of YouTube shorts. The key themes that will get an in-depth exploration are 1 through 7. So look out for that, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm pretty excited about this one, so let's jump in.
If I'm engaged to getting married in 3 months.
Yeah, but you don't think I'm rushing this?
No.
No?
No.
The timing of it all. A lot has been said about time when it comes to relationships. How long should you date before getting married or moving in together, etc. For me, just based on how long they've known each other, Tumi and Kaya's relationship seems to me to be more stable than Beauty and Sbu's. Tumi and Kaya have been friends for a long time, ostensibly from their university days. Beauty and Sbu, we don't know how long, but we know it's not been that long. And we know that they moved from proposal to wedding in 3 months. There's just something about their relationship that feels like it's new, and it makes me worried for them. What do you guys think? Does the duration of the relationship matter? Does it affect your chances of surviving? I say yes. What do you guys say? What if people told the stark truth about marriage? There's this trend online where women are increasingly open and honest about what pregnancy is like. There are horror stories of nipples falling off while breastfeeding and assholes doing things assholes have no business doing. Just chilling shit that makes you want to take off running at the sight of a dick. There's a scene where Temba and Sbu are talking about his impending marriage. During the convo, Temba suggests that marriage is not all roses and goes on some kind of tangent about getting to a period where your wife hates the sound of your voice and you pray to God asking him to take you away. Then he follows that up with a statement that marriage is the best decision he's ever taken in his life. This feels to me like what people default to doing in a society that's obsessed with positive thinking. He starts talking about how bleak marriage can be, then immediately stops himself and goes back to the positive thinking thing we often do. It had me wondering, what would happen if people were as honest about marriage as they are currently being about pregnancy? The truth is, people are more and more honest about both. But I think that with marriage, there's still pressure to put up a front about how your thing is going well, even when it's not. There's this pressure to present the institution of marriage, the idea of marriage itself, as a good one, so that even if yours isn't exactly in a good place, the problem is you and your partner, not the institution. Not like pregnancy, where people are openly saying the entire thing is a scum. It's not personal. What we need are people coming out about how fucked up the institution intrinsically is, in the same way women are speaking out about how risky and painful and unpredictable childbirth is. This instinct to protect the institution and our involvement in it hides the truth about the whole thing when people need the truth before going in. I know that there are people who, having heard the horror stories about pregnancy, changed their minds about it, and we need that to happen for marriage too. Once we understand what's wrong with the institution, we can fix it. But as long as we insist on hiding behind positive thinking, nothing will change. More and more women will continue to suffer in the patriarchal institution that is marriage. Love stories for the rich. I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I hate how all our love stories center the rich. It's like we're just replicating Mills and Bourne romance novels where the rich guy marries some middle class or low income woman. I hate it. I hate it with everything in my body, soul, and spirit. I hate it. I couldn't possibly hate it more. In the Mills and Bourne novels, Hallmark and Netflix shows, they end up happily ever after. What I wonder is this even possible in real life? Is it? The relationship between heterosexual couples is already so fraught, and with such a huge power dynamic thanks to patriarchy, which insists that men are above women. How do you then add a wealthy man, as in a man who has even more privilege and more power, and then put him in a relationship with an ordinary woman who doesn't have comparative wealth, and expect them to have a halfway decent relationship with mutual respect? Like, patriarchal society worships men and despises women. Capitalist society worships the wealthy and despises the poor. Then you put together a woman who is doubly devalued and a man who's doubly elevated, and then somehow create an equitable relationship with mutual love and respect? How? How? Those two people in a capitalist and patriarchal society cannot have a halfway decent relationship where everyone's humanity is honored. They just can't. I can see it. Let's talk about each of the couples. Sboo and Beauty. I think Sboo and Beauty have so much going against them. I don't think they've known each other that long. They have that whole power imbalance between them. He's the rich one with the money, and she's the poor one without the money. There's the fact that his mother openly despises and insults not just Beauty, but her family too. I mean, Valencia is openly hostile to her, going so far as to call her a gold digger. There's the fact that she didn't feel safe enough in their relationship to reveal her unexpected pregnancy. Something had to have made her feel like she couldn't tell them. This is a lot to deal with. Still, they have their moments that just make me root for them. After Valencia is mean to her and she runs to Sboo's room in tears, Sboo takes one look at Beauty and asks what's wrong. She says everyone's trying to ruin her wedding, to which he replies, "You want me to go deal with it?" Oh, my poor heart. A man who's ready to work and fix shit. How he suggests they go sign at Home Affairs and she calls him cheap. Then they have that cute moment. I support it. I also really like that they're playful with each other, which is something that's also true about Tumi and Kai. So hot. The thing is, for all their cute moments, I really don't think they should be getting married. I worry that Beauty is not ready for marriage. I mean, this is a girl who desperately wants her deadbeat dad at her wedding. Heck, she wants him to walk her down the aisle and dance with her. She wants a man who doesn't want her, who has showed her that he has no interest in having her in his life. She's the kind of person who would stay in a bad marriage, struggling to make it work. We know that she's afraid of being alone, of being lonely. We also know that she desperately wants these markers of what life should look like. She wants the marriage, the kids, a Luther Vandross moment with her dad. She cares what people think about her. Desperately wanting these things makes her so susceptible to abuse. Heck, it may even guarantee it. You combine this with the fact that he's the one who has the money, and for the first year of their marriage, she'll be away from her family? Damn scary. It feels to me like the only thing Beauty has going for her is Sboo loves her. That's it. Otherwise, in the hands of a bad guy, she'd be in serious trouble. Deadly trouble. If I ever saw a girl who's not ready for marriage, it's Beauty. I swear to God, Tumi is more ready for marriage than Beauty will ever be. Lydia and Temba. Lydia and Temba have been married for at least a year, and they're trying for a baby. Lydia looks super committed to it, and Temba looks stressed out by all of it. The way the film frames it is perfect. There's just something about all of it, from the writing to the performance, that just makes it look so real and gritty and true. Like the kind of shit that truly happens to people. I love angst, so this was totally my jam. They're both going through something, dealing with something, but they don't talk to each other about it. This is the realest thing. We don't talk about what we're thinking, feeling. We just don't. And as a result, we end up hurting each other in completely avoidable ways sometimes. It's such an honest depiction of how relationships play out in real life. The things you need to talk about, you somehow don't talk about. It's all just so hard. Difficult in deference to Temba's condition or lack thereof. I'm always in awe of how difficult talking is. We do it all the time, but we don't. An unhappy man. After everyone finds out about Temba's broken sobriety and his hookup with Tumi, Valencia says it's a sign from the ancestors who are trying to tell them something. That something being Tumi, Beauty, and their family are trash. Spook counters by saying Temba getting drunk and sleeping around is not a sign from the ancestors, okay? It's the sign of an unhappy man. And then the camera pans to Lydia, Temba's wife, and I felt it.
Lezabaphansi are trying to show us something. Ukuthi labantu laba. No, they are trash. This is a sign.
Mom, Temba getting drunk and sleeping around is not a sign from the ancestors, okay? It's a sign of an unhappy man.
Like a stab to the chest. You look at her face and poor girl. Why is it immediately understood that if someone is unhappy, it must be their partner's fault? It must be something they're doing or not doing. I just think about the pressure that comes with that, especially in this situation where one partner is an addict. Like, it makes sense. Obviously, if you're in a relationship, your lives influence each other, your mental states have an impact on each other. Yet there's something that risks being deeply unfair, like in Temba's case. He's an addict. Maybe he's not so much deeply unhappy as much as he is a normal level of discomfited. But because he's an addict, it results in drinking and wild, harmful behavior. I feel so sad for his wife, having to sit there and deal with worrying about him and being viewed as the potential cause of his unhappiness. It's also really crazy to me how this burden of making your partner happy falls solely on their spouse or romantic interest. The camera pans to Lydia because of the societal suggestion that it's somehow her fault. What about his brother? What about his parents? Don't they count? I mean, their relationship with him is more permanent than his marriage could ever be. So why is the burden of his unhappiness solely on her? This just goes to remind us how isolated and atomized society has become. We rely on individuals for things that should be provided to us by a community. And individuals can't handle it. Second, I know that in this case, part of the stress for Temba is coming from their attempts to have a baby. But here's the thing. I don't know how possible it is to be anywhere near consistently happy in a society like this one. I mean, we're on the brink of a mass extinction event. We live in the most unequal society ever. There's wars raging all around us, poverty, disease rising, fascism everywhere. Like, this shit is not a joke. And unlike every other generation before us, we are kept abreast of it all at once. How can anyone be anything but deeply unhappy? I know rich people are insulated from most of it, but come on. No partner can bear the burden of all this. No one can make you consistently happy because it's not possible to do that in this world as it's currently structured. The best you can hope for are fleeting moments of joy if you're anywhere near as engaged as you need to be. Unless you all have some kind of trick that makes you happy all the time. Some other trick that's not money or drugs. Share them in the comments, please.
The real scandal here is that Temba slept with his sister.
The real scandal here is that my husband is cheating on me.
Temba is not a cheater. I just want to preface this by saying you can come for me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all have to say. Truly. That being said, I really don't blame Temba for how anything went down. The sex in the pool, I blame Tumi for that. She got him drunk, she kissed him first, and she can hold her liquor while he can't. When Lydia said, the real scandal here is that my husband is cheating on me, I was like, no, babes. He didn't cheat. Like, he slept with somebody, but he wasn't himself, so it doesn't count, right? My thing is, unless he's cheated before, we can't use this singular incident to paint him as a cheater. Am I wrong? Am I just some kind of softie offering apologia for unfaithful addicts everywhere? I mean, he didn't plan it, didn't initiate it, and as far as we know, has never done it before. That's it. That's my argument. The shame of alcoholism. It's interesting to me how, even after everything we know about how addictive alcohol and other drugs are, how they take you over and control you, we still think addiction is shameful. Temba's alcoholism is the only blemish on his otherwise rich and perfect parents. It's the one thing Dino can grasp at to show Valencia that she's not better than other people. Temba's alcoholism is some kind of failure on his parents' part. A shameful thing for them. It's so fucking sad to be the thing of shame in your family. I don't know if it's because I have no immediate family members who struggle with substance addiction, but I just have so much compassion for Temba and other people addicted to substances. All it says to me is you're not okay. And this is the only way you know how to deal with all the pain and sadness and all those negative feelings. Or it just says that this substance has taken over your life and for whatever reason, you can't stop. Or it's incredibly hard to stop. My immediate family has no person who struggles with substance abuse. But my extended family is overflowing with them. They're all men. They're all poor with no steady sources of income. They all have children who are primarily, if not wholly, taken care of by their wives. They're all fucking their wives and their children up. I get how Temba's family is disappointed in him and mad at him. I get that. They're close to it. It's like with my cousins and uncles. Their wives and children cannot be as compassionate as I am. His actions are hurting them very directly. The thing is, I think as a society, we need to offer that grace and compassion that the people closest to addicts sometimes can't. We cannot be the ones judging their families and throwing their addiction as an insult to their loved ones. We just can't. We have to do better. We have to do what they can't. You know what I couldn't wrap my head around? Why the family has so much alcohol around when Temba is struggling and has already broken his sobriety. Like, why would you do that? There doesn't have to be alcohol at your event, in your home. This normalization of alcohol at all social gatherings is a big part of why people so easily become dependent on alcohol or functional alcoholics. It also makes the sobriety journey far harder than it needs to be for so many people quietly struggling. I don't get why his family didn't just cut out all alcohol, especially after he had to start his sobriety all over again. It felt like this refusal to support him, while they were willing to pull all the stops to support Sbu. If I was a hater, I'd say it's because Sbu is a successful son moving to London, and Temba is the alcoholic son ruining their good name. But that's just a little hater in me. Like, come on, support him, damn it. Angst. Like I said, your girl loves angst. That wedding scene, how Temba looks for his wife in the crowd and sees her wiping away tears as she watches the ceremony. Wow. I wish they'd tell us this story. What must it be like celebrating another couple's love and relationship when yours is dying? Like, dude, can someone write this exclusive story already? I'll take fanfic. I mean, Temba and Lydia are not even sitting together at the dinner table after the wedding. Dude, this is so sad. I want this story. I want it now. That will be all. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, remember who you are. Love life. Love people. And stay loyal. Bye.